Hey, so now that Valentine's Day is out of the way and we've had a talk about love, I figured it's a good time to talk about hate. So, hate is a funny word. It gets a really bad rap. And on the surface, it's understandable, being essentially the opposite of love. And I think that's, I guess, the first point to draw our attention to is that it is the opposite of love. So looking at it like that, hate is, it's kind of like hot and cold. They're essentially the same thing, temperature, just separated by degree, or light and dark. They are essentially the same thing, separated by degree. And so love and hate being essentially the same thing, which I suppose is feeling, and how we talked a bit about love and how it has to do with attachment. Because if there wasn't that attachment there, if there wasn't some form of investment, then there wouldn't be this emotional charge where you would feel the need to say that I love something, or to express that I hate something, that there's something that you, I suppose, have sentiments about, which include feelings of, say, with hate, it is, as I understand it, to do with disgust and anger and frustration. It is a word that you can use to describe. I would almost say it's like a compound word, because it's used to describe a number of feelings that really hits you somewhere down deep. And I don't agree with limiting my vocabulary and or painting anything out to be bad. It is a word that is used to express a particular emotion which is complex, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that it's important that when you do run into a situation in life where this comes up, it is important to be able to express that. Certainly not ever repress it, or paint it in some other way, or act like it doesn't exist, because it is something that comes up if you've ever been betrayed by somebody, or if you feel that you're not being taken into consideration, or perhaps if something that has taken place disgusts you, which horrifies you, which just turns your stomach. And it's one of those things that is important to not hold on to. That's the thing. So it's like, I've had some times in my life where I've felt pretty upset with the way I've been treated. And so it's a bit of a joke, but it's like I would say that I'd go to Hate Island. And there was an island, and I went there for about a week to process my own feelings, to allow that to come up, and to allow myself to be upset about it, to give voice to something inside of me that was hurt, as part of a healing process, and as a letting go. And then once I had allowed myself to express what I needed to, I left Hate Island and I moved on with my life, because you can't live with that stuff inside of you. Repressed emotions will just come up in some other time. You have to let it out. It's important to do it in a responsible way that isn't affecting others, because I think we all, a lot of people care about each other, and they worry about each other, and it can be hard to see somebody going through a difficult time. So you have to choose the best way to do that, to express those emotions and get them out of you. There's an old kind of a joke that if you have hate in your heart, let it out. And I don't say that anymore, because I understand that hate isn't something that lives in your heart, it lives in your head. The heart's about acceptance, it's about surrender, it's about that kind of stuff. And so there's a Hermetic phrase which says something like, To the pure, all things are pure. To the base, all things are base. It's understandable how this word gets used to describe certain things, like hate crimes, but it's always much more complex than that. Underlying that word, there's a number of things to do with feeling hurt or disgusted, angry, frustrated, those kinds of things. So I'm not saying to go around hating, just saying that the word gets a real bad rap. And I think that it's necessary to have words in your vocabulary to be able to express certain types of emotions so that you can work through them in a healthy way and move on like an adult or a mature and responsible human being. So take care.
Pull back the veil and find what you're looking for, but you might find everything